Hey y'all, your voice is seen and welcome back to Reed's Teas and welcome back to another installment of the Red Carpet Rundown. With me today is costume designer and dear friend Devon Jerome. Welcome back to the channel, Devon.
Thank you.
And unfortunately, Kirby could not join us today, but he is with us. I find him with us today.
Yeah, because it did me the last time. I'm like, I'm not dead.
But he sends his greetings, guys. He is currently traveling and couldn't be here with us, but he regrets that he can't. So today we're doing a recap rundown of the Met Gala, fashion's biggest night, which happened this Monday at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. And one thing I would say I love about the Met Gala from a content creator standpoint is it's one of those instances where the proverbial thesis that Kirby and I always joke about in terms of knowing what the piece is, what it's supposed to mean, what is happening, it is readily available. So I have lots of tidbits and quotes and facts for you all today. We had lots of hits, very few misses, but we'll get into that shortly. Every year the Met Gala has a theme. The Met Gala is a fundraiser for the Metropolitan Museum's Costume Institute. This year the theme was American Anthology of Fashion, which was a continuation of last year's theme, which was America, a lexicon of fashion. The theme celebrated iconic American designers, while also, as it went along, because the theme came out last year, and then like a month before, maybe 3 weeks before, I sent you a link because Anna then threw in the gilded glamour caveat, which celebrates the Gilded Era, which is from the 1870s to 1890s, which represented a period in American history where there was a lot of economic growth, innovation, and generation of wealth, particularly in New York City, which is why a lot of people's outfits were in keeping with the theme, but also in particular paying homage to New York. So in line with celebrating American fashion, the actual exhibit opens with 3 pieces. A coat worn by George Washington, the actual jacket that was worn by Abraham Lincoln when he was assassinated, and a coat worn by an enslaved person. And those 3 pieces are what set the tone for the entire exhibit, where different rooms were set up and themed with the assistance of different American designers and some directors also, like actual movie directors were involved just to help them create the exhibit itself. Okay. Also, like a week before, Anna announced white tie was also part of the theme, and I honestly felt like she just should have even for the men that wouldn't know what to wear, that they wouldn't know what to wear.
Yeah, pretty much.
But white tie is supposed to be the highest form of formal, which I don't think allows so much creativity, which is that the Met Gala usually offers. Corsets, bustles, gloves were major features of women's fashion during the Gilded Era, and coats were a big thing in men's fashion in the Gilded Era, so that we saw a lot of the above mentioned worn on the red carpet. Devon and I both are tonight in themed outfits. So I wanted to challenge myself to actually try and follow a Met Gala theme, because it always seems so hard to do from the execution I see on the carpet. So my outfit is inspired by the Gilded Era. So I have the waistcoats, the armbands, the ruffled shirt, the ruffled cuffs, the cufflinks, and then the ascot tie. What I wanted to do in particular with the waistcoat is make it modern, because I didn't want to be in a costume. I didn't want to be in a Gilded Era costume. Yes, I wanted it to be, and I have taken the theme and modernized it and brought the theme and myself into 2022. And I also feel like a lot of people who do steampunk draw from that era for inspiration, and this fabric just gave me a steampunk kind of vibe. Yeah. So I gravitated towards it.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, I did like most celebrities and not really follow the tea. So I just decided to do like a little homage to Andre Leon Talley and just wear a big cape. You know, because that is my thing, capes and wings and stuff like that. And I think, you know, this was easy.
Understood.
So, yeah.
I will say, I looked into the theme, an anthology is like a collection of poems. And Andre Leon Talley was a collection of fashion knowledge.
Yeah, boy.
He was,
Yeah.
So I think you followed the theme.
Okay,
Paid
I did.
homage to a living anthology.
Well, no, he's not anymore.
But to one,
Yeah.
a living anthology.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you did it because I also feel like
Didn't do much for him.
Correct. Which
Yeah,
is a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
I felt like the outpouring that I expected, granted his memorial was last week.
Yeah, it was a well attended.
Finally, I felt like he
Something
got
happened.
the send off he deserved.
Yeah.
But prior to that, I was like,
Yeah, he's just going on this like, okay,
next.
bye.
Yes, I love that. I love that you paid homage.
Thank you.
And on that note, let's pivot to our fashion hits and misses from the Met Gala. So let's start off with Alicia Keys. So Alicia Keys is in Ralph Lauren. The garment features a cape which is embellished with 200,000 crystals arranged to replicate the New York City skyline. Underneath was a silver sequin dress. In celebration of this year's theme, America's Gilded Age and its influence on New York City, Alicia's hand-embroidered and hand-beaded New York City-inspired Duchess satin cape was styled with a column dress that required approximately 30,000 crystals and black lacquered sequins. This was according to a statement released by Ralph Lauren. She also wore her hair in a long braid that was wrapped into a black and silver headpiece. She wore earrings from Tiffany & Company and was styled by celebrity stylist Jason Bolden. What are your thoughts on Alicia's look together?
Okay, so when I got home, remember we were talking and I said I'm not home yet. So when I got home, she was actually the first person that I saw. This was the start for me. And granted, I am like over Alicia Keys with her. She's a New York lover.
Right.
She's a New York lover. She has 3 songs about New York. And now she's dressed as New York. I think this is the best part of it, like her whole New York love. That cape is everything to me. I would do a replica of this in some future carnival.
And do the Trinidad skyline. I want to see the Hyatts.
And the Twin Towers, because I'm not gonna say that. That would be a little.
Because we still have to know. Oh my God!
So, this is a super hit for me. I even love the headpiece. It just works so well. Alicia Keys did everything right for me in this.
I love it as well. And I also really love the headpiece. And what I loved about the headpiece is that I feel like, because I've already gone online that didn't like it because if I didn't fit the theme. But my thing is, the whole idea of the Gilded Era and paying homage to New York, nothing says New York more than an iconic skyline.
Yeah.
What I love about the hairpiece in particular, I feel like if you're already doing a look that pays homage to architecture,
Yeah.
I love how architectural
The hair
was.
the hair, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's so important in any look when the viewer knows what the focus is.
Yeah.
Because the dress below,
It's simple.
it's simple,
It is
but
simple.
it had to be.
Yeah.
Because the cape was the focus.
Yeah.
And I think the hair was a
cape-
good idea because if you're looking at me from behind and you see in this cape,
Yeah.
my hair can't be a throwaway. And it was still, as much as the hair was interesting and architectural, it didn't take away from the cape.
I mean, for me too, as much as I love the headpiece as well, I think for the hair, I would have done something like to make the back like look like a moonlight, like the moon.
Oh.
So like
because it's already up on the top there. I
yeah,
love that.
yeah. So that would be something
That'd be a
like
fix.
Yeah. It was not a fix because I think it's pretty amazing as is. But if I was to do something like it, I would do that.
I love that.
Yeah.
So up next we have Natasha Poonawalla in a collaboration between Sabayachi and Scaparelli. Now, for those of you who don't know who Natasha is, like me,
I myself.
she's an Indian businesswoman.
I myself.
The gown features a headpiece that is structural and juxtaposed to her gold silk sari, which is embellished with semi-precious stones, sequins, crystals, and velvet applique. Her bangles are also by Sabayachi, and her rings are from Bhavya Ramesh Jewelry.
Okay. India doing good.
Now, according to her stylist, Anita Arajania, I wanted something ornate yet whimsical, with a focus on the waist as a curtsy to the corsetry and bustles of the time, and a frothy swath of tulle with delicate embroideries in an Indian drape. The Schiaparelli metal corset as an ultimate symbol of the true Renaissance in fashion, a return to pure extravagance, and combined it with the excellence of India's most celebrated designer, Sabayachi, who has infused new energy into the beating heart of textile traditions. And my favorite was the sari, which was Natasha's vision from day one. Now, Sabayachi gave a comment, and they said, he said, for me, the sari is truly a unique and versatile garment that owns its identity even as it transcends boundaries and geographies. Back when I was a young fashion student, I often wondered when I would see a sari at a big global fashion event like the Met Gala.
Oh, good for
And I
him.
think it's so incredible that, not only did he get to see it, but he got to see it there by his own doing.
Yeah.
I will say this is one of those instances where I really, really appreciated the thesis, because when I saw her, I thought it was cool and it was interesting.
But you didn't get it.
I didn't get where it fits into the theme, and granted, I know lots of people do away with the theme and just use the night as a night to
Showcase somebody.
showcase something or somebody, or because it's also a night where there are as much as there's a theme, there are very little rules in terms of what one can do.
Yeah.
So I loved it. It's ornate, it's opulent, but I didn't get it. And then when I read the
thesis.
thesis, I get it.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. The first photo I saw of it was at the side. So the first photo I saw of it was from the side, and I was just wowed by it because it looked like a trophy.
It does.
It looks like a trophy, and if you want to win, might as well come as a trophy. It just works so well. I didn't even notice the train and stuff like that. It just really looks amazing to me. I don't have any grand notes or anything on it, but I just really love it.
Yeah, same. Up next we have Lizzo in Thom Brown. Now, according to Thom Brown himself, her black silk satin dress took 1,200 man-hours for them to do the golden embroidery, which came to a grand total of 22,000 hours. Her flute cost $5,500. And over the dress, she wore a Chesterfield coat. The coat was adorned with silk, satin, stitch embroidery. Now, a Chesterfield coat is a long, dark, usually knee-length coat, which was first introduced in 1840 when one was made, or rather popularized, by George Stanhope, the 6th Earl of Chesterfield. And he was also then a British fashion icon. Okay. They were a staple in men's wardrobes in the Gilded Era. Now, I love this look for several reasons. One, having done the research, I love that she's in menswear. Now, Thom Brown is known as a menswear designer, but he also dresses women in it too.
Okay.
The Chesterfield coat just looked so expensive. And again, one of the caveats of the Gilded Era was that it was such an economic boom and such a time of prosperity. So I love that the look gives me expensive. And then this deal on top of that, they with a $5,500. I love it. Two, I love fairness, and I'm a person who has sat here on this channel
and rip Lizzo to the core.
So that
To the core.
so when it is she does well,
You will acknowledge it.
it is incumbent on me to acknowledge
Yeah.
it. It is. And this is incredibly well done. I love it head to toe. I love the hair, I love the makeup, I love the flute, I love the jacket, and I love the dress underneath as well. I don't know. Well, nobody knows what happens inside.
Yeah.
But in my mind, if they say I just sit down, I love that her look is one where, okay, did they get a picture of them? Take this coat off from the place.
Yeah.
And that the look below still waist.
I would wear the jacket in a heartbeat. The hair is nice, face is nice. Underneath, I am just not one. I'm not where you are.
Okay. Where
I am not where you are.
Hey Google, where's Devon? Where are you?
I am somewhere waiting for it to be taken in a little bit or sized properly. Because I've seen photos without the jacket, and we know Lizzo is a big girl. She has her whole shapewear drama going on. Now it looks like a comforter.
The dress?
The underneath, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I get the whole, now that you tell me, I did not know it was a whole men's wear situation. Nice still, but I just not there.
Okay.
Yeah, just not there. But the coat, in a heartbeat.
Okay.
We will wear it. There's so much things to take from it.
Let's do a quick episode,
Well, keep it.
I'll keep it fixed and dump it.
Uh-huh.
Do you think there's a way to fix the dress? You find it was
Yeah, it's just too big.
Okay.
And I get the whole fact where you talk about like wanting to sit down and think comfortable after, because most of them can't.
Right.
Yeah. So I would just take it in a little bit, like just a little bit. There's nothing wrong with it, and I probably would have put something on the black as well, so that it's not just flat
Do you
black.
not love the hint of knee? She gave us a hint of knee.
We've had a lot of hints of Lizzo. We have had enough.
Up next we have actress Dove Cameron and Iris Van Herpen. I watch my show, she's an actress.
She's a sing to it because she have a song that I really like on Spotify.
Boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, so up next we have actress and singer Dove Cameron and Iris. But I still know your looks now. I was like, why I cut I for saying actress? Right. Now, according to Dove, she was Kalita Iris Van Herpen Gong, paired with earrings by Brilliant Earth, rings by Marley and a Residency, and heels by Lucilla, and a Roger Vivier bag. She explained that since the Gilded Age was all about using technology and textiles to make grand fashion, grand designs, and cutting edge designs that no one had ever seen before. She said, and I quote, "I think that Iris and I wanted to carry that same intention
into the night
and have a modern and futuristic take on the Gilded Age." She also pointed out that for her, the theme is all about excess and new cutting exploratory design. It's a celebration of the furthest reaches of fashion and grandiose, larger than life sorts of images and shapes. I think that the look that Iris and I worked on definitely embodies all of that and more. And while the entire gown was stunning, Cameron said her favorite detail would be the clavicle leading up to the neck. It reminds me of a spine, and I love how intricate and detailed it is. It is something I've never seen before and definitely makes me feel feminine, divine, and very much like myself. The gown reportedly took 600 hours to be made. I'll go first. What I find interesting about the look, there's one of the videos that I looked at for reference purposes, the thing where they showed the silhouette of her gown and then the silhouette of her gown from the Gilded era. And what I don't know if it was their intention, but what I really love about the gown is the plumage that comes from her behind reminds me of a bustle.
Okay. So it's like a skeletal version of a bustle. Okay.
And bustles were really, really big during that era. So that at first glance, again, like it's a cool look, I was just like, I don't get how it fits.
Yeah.
And then looking at her silhouette, I was just like, this is really, really innovative.
Yeah.
So it's the same silhouette from that era
In a different form.
in a really cool and interesting and different form, and I liked it.
I loved it.
I also love her makeup.
Yeah. She has a very strong eye.
She does. She has very
Yeah.
strong feline features, and I love that something about the makeup seems to
Yeah.
have leaned into
Into
that.
it, yeah. She's like a black swan. Like, yeah. She's giving me that whole ballet dancer look.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I loved it. I like how it looks and everything. And as I say, I'm kind of okay with them not sticking to the team.
Devon, no. Devon, you know I love a team. Like you,
We
like,
love
you know
a
me
team.
personally.
We love
You know
a
I
team.
love a
We
team.
all love a team. But I'm glad that they didn't. A lot of them didn't stick to it because everybody that just show up looking the same.
But that's the thing about a theme. The thing about a theme is to see everybody's interpretation.
And well, we will see further on to those who stuck to the team.
Yeah.
What worked.
So that's
or
what I love
didn't
about a
work.
theme. What I love about a theme is when people do stick to it to see. We're not supposed to all look the same. Like to see what happened in your brain, and your brain, and your brain, and your brain, and how you.
Interpret it.
Yeah, and that's what I like about teams, and that's why I'm always disappointed when teams aren't followed, because it feels like a missed opportunity. Think about it like an episode of Project Runway. Everybody's getting the same brief, but the same dress to come on the runway.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I still like it.
I like it too.
I know. And I still like the fact that they didn't stick to the team.
So up next we have Frederick Robertson, who's also wearing Iris Van Herpen. What's very interesting, I don't know what time you got home, but when he came on the carpet,
They thought it was somebody
they
else.
thought it was Jared Leto.
Leto.
All news outlets
That
thought it was Jared
crazy,
Leto.
yeah.
So when Jared showed up,
With his twin.
it was so weird, because it's like,
Oh.
if that was Jared,
Who is
this man?
And then Jared showed up with a twin.
And then he showed up with a twin, so it was just,
a
there were three
confusing
Jared
night.
Letos
Yeah,
that night.
It was a confusing night.
And he's somebody who came to the Met Gala once with his own head
As a
next to
bag,
him. Right.
yes,
So it's just
yeah.
like, it's not far-fetched to have thought that there could be more than
More
one of
than
them
one,
there.
yeah.
But this is Frederick Robertson. He is a Swedish businessman. He's the owner of a Swedish, he's the creative director of a Swedish haircare company called Reon. He is also wearing Iris Van Herpen. He also had a look that I didn't understand how it fits.
Yeah.
And here's what he and Iris had to say. To make his Met Gala fantasy come true, he worked with his friend Van Herpen, who's a Dutch designer, to craft a custom one-of-a-kind creation titled Quanta. The architectural look was inspired by Robertson's fearless approach to fashion overall. It's inspired by how you express and transform yourself through fashion, says Herpen of the Ensemble. Friedrich's gender fluidity in dressing is so inspiring, and the look radiates and plays and combines masculine and femininity. Feathery embellishments made of recycled mylar were combined with delicate fabrics like tulle to create the interesting juxtaposition. The duo thought about the Costume Institute's exhibition's theme around American fashion. Since neither of us is American, we discussed how liberty is America's founding ethos and identity, and Iris embraced that liberty to design freely. Which is the most intellectual way to say
I did not follow the team. And I didn't want to.
Instead of sketching within the constraints of the theme. Also, his look was sustainably crafted. It's made from upcycled fabric that was first digitally printed, then head bonded onto the recycled mylar. The panels were laser cut into springing feathers, carefully balanced and hand stitched onto beige tulle. The trousers are made of a custom gradient dyed sandwiched silk, and the designer estimates that the ensemble took over 700 hours to produce. From balancing the feathers to stitching it all together, it took a team of myself, as in Iris, my design assistant Christian, 1 digital artist, 1 seamstress, 2 pattern makers, and 6 hand makers.
I can't wait to go to the Met Gala, yes?
Devon, what were your thoughts on non-Jared Leto?
I loved it. It looks like a fish. Like, it looks like a fish. I mean, it's not the theme, but I just loved how it looks, especially when he puts his hand up like that. However they constructing these things is absolutely amazing. Because I've seen fashion shows with it, and I believe it would have been the same iris, and like that's her whole thing, like her whole niche, and all looks amazing. Like it's very, I don't know what, it's very architectural. It has its own points, and it just looks good and it works. He didn't follow the theme, but it works.
When he came on the red carpet, and that's one of the things about watching something live, I was part of the pandemonium. I really was.
Yeah. It's like, what do you have on?
Correct.
Yeah.
And thinking it was Jared Leto.
Yeah.
I was very, very just enthralled in the transformation. For me, it looks glacial. Like I don't get fish. I get like male Elsa. Like it gives me Ice Prince in the best way possible.
Okay. And you know it have a fish that looks like this, right?
You have a fish that looks like this?
Yeah.
What is the fish name?
I can't remember it. I think it's a lionfish.
Carry.
It's a lionfish.
Okay.
Yeah. It's, yeah.
Yeah, but I love how intricate it is. I think
it looks like a face on the body as well. Like what
it does.
It looks like the face.
Like some mink lash.
Yeah. And we love a lash. We love a lash. So it's like a dress of lashes.
It's a dress of lashes.
Yeah.
It is. I will say I didn't get how it fits.
It didn't.
It didn't. And I at least appreciate in their thesis that they say it didn't.
It didn't.
In the most intellectual way possible.
We know.
They said it didn't.
It didn't, yeah.
Yeah, but
and we're okay with that.
And we're okay with it. So let's have Camila Cabello in Prabal. So she told Extra that the gown is upcycled and it celebrates the ingenuity of the Gilded Era while applying the theme to the challenges of today. She said that the theme had a slightly different meaning for her. She thought of how ironic it is, she said, of the overconsumption and grandiosity during that period. Of those things, all of those things have gotten us to where we are in the climate crisis. So to that end, she chose to have an outfit that was upcycled and made of sustainable materials. Admirable. To incorporate the theme, her gown had a bustle, but instead of being in the back, her bustle was on the side. For those of you who do not know what a bustle is, it is undergarment traditionally worn at the back of a gown to add fullness. It is padded. It usually adds support and drapery at the back of a woman's dress and was popularized in that era. Bustles are worn under your skirt or just below your waist, and it also helps to keep your skirt from dragging. Here's my issue. I'll go first. So again, I was shaving live, right?
Yeah.
Which is very different from, like pulling up the pictures on Instagram next
at night, yeah.
I love Camila Cabello. I want to put that out there. Love Camila Cabello. Love Fifth Harmony. Love her as a solo artist. I love the new album. One of my favorite songs is Bam Bam with Ed Sheeran. All protocols observed. Any gown, any garment that makes your tututs look long has failed you. I was told it's called a breast hammock top.
Well, it's swinging. Breast is swinging.
Breasts belong in many places. Bras, mouths, gowns.
Yeah.
Not hammocks. Not hammocks. And even the flowers, the upcycled material. The thing about an upcycled material gown, I ain't supposed to know. And I look at that gown and it look upcycled.
No,
it doesn't do anything for me. And I also feel as an ethnic girl, the flowers on the waist giving pinata. And I hate to say it, but that is what it's given.
Yeah.
It's given crack pinata, and that's if the sweetie them coming out. And that I don't think that's what Shu and Prabha was going for. But yeah.
I didn't see this the night, so I was one of those people that would have seen her now. So this is my first time seeing it because, as I said, I didn't watch the entire thing. So I was as I said, you're watching it live and then pulling up pictures after. You probably have a little more time to digest or look and stuff like this. I don't think I'll have time to digest it. I really don't think I'll have that much time to digest it. The flowers on the bustle at the side, it's not working for me. And I don't even think it's a fix-it situation.
Listen to me.
I think it's a dump it. I think it's a dump it.
One of the saddest things to me was going through the resources today to put it together, and there's an interview that she does. It's so horrible. I'm gonna reenact it. And she's talking to the guy and after she describes the gong and then tells the man the whole story, he says, I like your nails, those are nice.
Could you tell me about the inspiration behind your look?
So, the designer came here with this Prabal, who is somebody I already like. I love him so much. I love that he incorporates his social activism and the values and, you know, the things that he cares about into his work. And we made this dress, he made this dress completely upcycled and sustainable, which to me was like the Gilded Age. I think of luxury and materialism and industrialization, and this to me, having this sustainable dress, is kind of celebrating those trends of innovation and ingenuity, but like kind of applying it to the challenge that we have now.
I love your nails. Those are great.
Thank you.
As he should.
And I was proud of him because he found something.
Yeah, as he should.
He found something, but yeah.
And this is not my first time seeing a dress with a bustle on the side. And this is why I think, I don't know if I should even go there.
Go.
For viewers who watch Drag Race, you see a lot of celebrities copy looks from them.
Okay.
And that is one of the things that the brand is made on, that a lot of people take their looks from them. So there's a queen that I don't like. I'm not gonna call her name.
Okay. Okay.
But she did a bustle on the side, and she could have showed up to the Met Gala
And be
better than this. Because she did that whole era, that whole look,
right,
bustle on the side, everything, but she was partly burnt. So part of the cloth was burnt. So
okay.
I think it would have fit so well into there, like, you know,
gilded and burnt.
Not just gilded and burnt, like burning away, like, because it ended it had a point. It ended, so she could have come as the part where we're getting rid of the Gilded Age.
I like that.
You're welcome.
I have a question.
Sure. I have an answer.
As somebody who you've seen this done before on Drag Race, etc. To me, and this is a whole conversation myself, I always felt like bustles were an attempt by people of a paler hue to
say it to mimic
the bodies
of our hue. Right.
How does a bustle on the side do anything for you?
Because they needed to make it their own.
So we put on the side.
And it makes sense because I don't think we have her, but Cynthia, what's her name?
Erivo?
Yes.
Right.
The outfit she wore, she had a head wrap
Listen to
on.
me.
And then scrolling through TikTok, I saw somebody explain why she did that. Is that the fact that black women weren't allowed to show their hair, so they would wrap it. And that's let them know that, your hair not nice to be seen, cover it up. And obviously they made it their own. As black people would make something their own, they started to decorate it, wear hats and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then white people took it back and they started to wrap their hair as well.
The bad girls is rapping their hair?
Yeah. Yeah, so it shows you the things that they take, they try to oppress you with, they will
listen to me.
They come back with it.
A couple of years ago, let's do that for a quick second.
Yeah.
There are two things that have irritated me a couple of years ago, which was when particular family started to wear their hair in cane row.
We know that's family.
And they decided
Are they on this list tonight?
No.
Okay.
And they decided to call it boxer braids. Because boxers do the two.
Yes, the female boxers, yeah.
And there's a designer who had a fashion show where he had the models of a paler hue with the hair in bantu knots and call it mini buns.
You're lying. You're lying.
Mini buns.
You're lying.
Like we go on by Kiss Bakery.
Jesus.
And I those things irritate me because one, like you said, like there are things that are cast on the pole, like when they're on us.
Yeah.
And then they take it and they
It's a thing. It's a whole thing. I have seen.
Do you know we haven't done like that with? Yeah.
I was trying to do it when I said Dove had a strong eye. Yeah. I did it myself. Yeah.
And it becomes a thing, Devon.
I don't know. Nah, you probably wouldn't have seen it. I mean, I live on TikTok, so there was a white girl. I don't know if it was a joke. I really don't know if it was a joke she was trying to do or just trying to, annoy people to get.
Clickbait.
Yeah. So she did edges. And she called it swiggly bangs.
Excuse? I mean, she did baby hair.
Yes.
And called this squiggly
bangs. And she invented it. I invented this new thing called swiggly bangs. And I'm like, sis, edges, swiggly bangs.
Don't do it.
So I really don't. I'm really hoping to God it was a clickbait thing that she was just trying to get, because a lot of them, a lot of them like to do that. But, okay, let's go back to where.
Back to the red carpet.
Back to the red.
Wusa.
Yeah.
So next we have Cardi B in custom Versace.
Yes.
Here's what I loved about Cardi's look. Cardi coming in that gown made of chains was the most literal interpretation of the word gilded.
Yes.
And it worked.
Yeah, yeah.
And it worked. And I feel like Versace's a brand. The Met Gala is made for Versace. Because they are so opulent.
Yeah.
That's the look that they usually go for. It's heavily embellished.
Yes.
And for your entire dress to be an embellishment, I think it was the right dress, the right girl, the right neck.
Everything, yeah.
And I love the hair.
Yeah.
I love the hair.
How she looked, her face and everything just looked right. Everything fit right, and you could tell she felt good in it as well.
Because she looked expensive, and I think there are different ways I love to look. There's just something about looking expensive.
Yeah.
Like you can't talk to me. That I love so Cardi's look. What did you think?
I loved it. I loved it. As I said, I love both her and Donatella, because Donatella had the gold, but whatever the blue was, it also looked kind of like denim, and that's what I loved about it. And like Cardi was like her, I'm not gonna say like her accessory, but she was like a grand accessory to walk with. Like,
correct.
She just looks amazing
and
in it.
As I had explained to you off air in terms of how one gets invited to the Met Gala, one of the ways to get invited is to be a designer's guest.
Yeah.
And a lot of the designers would have walked along with their particular muse. So like, how she name had worked with Prabal. Jeremy Scott worked with all 100 girls he did dress. He dressed Megan Thee Stallion, he dressed Ariana DeBose, he had dressed Mother Blanca.
Yes,
and he worked with all of them.
Mother Blanca.
He dressed Anita, and he worked with all of them. Donatella dressed other people,
but she
picked the right one to stand next to. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Because some people walk with all the people, some people walk with 100 people, and I feel like when you're looking at your lineup, decide who to walk with.
Yeah, you will walk with your closing number. You will
and
walk with.
Donatella walks
she did
with
that.
the right. Thank you, friend.
Yeah.
With the right one.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, up next we have Blake Lively in Atelier Versace.
Alright, now we're talking.
Here's what I love about Blake's look. Here's what I love about Blake's look. Here's what I love about Blake's look. Now, every year the Met Gala usually has what they call chairs. And again, I feel like if an event has a theme and you name chair,
Yeah.
you're supposed to set the tone.
Yeah.
And she was the first person on the carpet. She and her husband, he was a trouble.
Well, he was just basic.
God bless him.
Yeah.
He came in white tie, God
Yeah.
bless him, black.
But he's just giving his wife the night, so.
Blake's look, I feel like it was so well thought out in terms of the theme. So, her. Why must I gesture my own chest to figure out what I'm looking for? A bust. Again, New York City skyline, and a lot of the iconic buildings were built into the
structure of
the structure of the bust. Her crown was a Lorraine short crown. It had the same number of spikes as the Statue of Liberty. And then in the Statue of Liberty, her crown has windows. Blake had, I might be quoting your number. If it's 21 windows, she had 21 diamonds put in.
To represent. Yeah.
I might be calling the wrong number, but I just loved that attention to detail. In an interview, like she was saying that to Lorraine, she said that to Lorraine, she's like, you know, I want her the same number.
Yeah.
I was like, I love that,
Yeah.
that little detail mattered to you.
Yeah.
She comes onto the carpet, the gown is bronze.
Yes.
Because when the Statue of Liberty came, it would have been bronze.
Yeah.
Through the weathering process that happens to copper,
It
turns to that green. And when, so at the Met Gala, you're not allowed to have your own team there, the assistant and them there from the Met Gala.
Yeah.
When I saw the men and them start to
Unbutton.
unravel,
Unclip, yeah. It's like, okay.
and then, as you guys would say, the reveal. And then she took off the gloves and had the bronze gloves underneath.
Yeah.
And it was just such a moment.
It really was.
And you could tell, like, she became such a little girl. You could see she and all looked so
happy
that
it worked.
That it worked.
It worked,
She
yeah.
looked so pleased with herself. And I felt excited for her.
Yeah, it was really nice. Like, she is definitely, like, looking at it and, like, watching it after, it's something that you would stop to see. You're not going to be like, okay, next. I spoke to a friend and they told me they weren't wowed by it because they've seen it already.
Right.
But I think that happens to a lot of the people that goes to fashion school and stuff like that.
Right.
I feel like they are told what to like. In my aspect, I know I would probably, because I have a lot of friends that do the whole fashion thing.
Right.
I am supposed to be somebody that's in it, but I also see myself as somebody that's very the man on the streets.
Right.
Whatever would make me stop, that's what I'm going to look at.
Understood.
It's like just like carnival. You're not gonna take a picture of every costume, but you'll take the ones that looks good to you.
Correct.
Because what look good to me may not look good to you.
Understood.
As we been doing this, it happens. And that dress, I think it's something that everybody would want to see. The whole reveal and everything is something that, you know, you would like it, you would want to see it, you know, you want to see it done again somewhere else, that kind of thing. So for me, she was a hit.
To me, I think what happens to, if I had to like relate it to me and medicine, I feel like sometimes things that I might just say in a passing sentence, sometimes talking to my mother and my sister and I look at their face and it jaws and I was like, oh, I was like, right. This is shocking to a regular person.
People, yeah.
So I think when you're in it,
yeah,
after a while, it's hard to be impressed.
Yeah.
The thing about that moment with Blake for me is the entire moment. Because
yeah.
She was the chair. She was the first person on the carpet.
She
was
set the tone.
theme.
Yeah.
She set the tone.
Yeah.
It's paid homage to the city, paid homage to an iconic structure.
Yeah.
And worked.
Yeah, so
and that
well.
she, being a celebrity and somebody who's in fashion and who's had so many moments,
Yeah.
was beaming
Yeah.
when she had her reveal. And I feel like all that coming together is just such a moment.
It's a moment.
Yeah, so
I was a really
I get
good
where your
fan.
friend is coming from because we've seen reveals before.
Yeah.
Last 2 Met Galas ago when Gaga take up all she clothes piece by piece. When last Met Gala when Lil Nas X
Switch.
So we had
and that's the thing too. Like talking to the friend, they told me they see it already, and then they told me that they really like what Lil Nas X wore, and I'm like, because that's why I asked you
Instagram
today.
bodysuit?
I'm like, was Lil Nas X there this year? So then, this is why I don't take everybody word as word.
Because his reveal was on Instagram, but he saw that.
And
that all
not
the
just
boys
that,
was wearing.
he wore it last year, it's not this year. So if you're telling me that you see it already, but you like so and so, thinking that they was there this year means
No,
you
but
just went on.
He wasn't there.
Yeah, you just went on social media and check and
Met
Google
Gala, that's
and what came up. Because he was a win last year. He did look good
He
last
was.
year. He did look good last year. So obviously he would show up anytime.
He would
Like
still be
just like how I miss Camilla by just Googling. Nobody had her anywhere.
Do you know what happened to Camilla? Again, as somebody who had to do research today
Yeah.
for the episode, because tabloid media focuses on what they focus on. All the articles that came up was about the fact that there was the first red carpet that she was on, that Sean was on. Because they broke up earlier this year.
I don't care.
Yes, so that it was very hard for me to find articles about she dress.
It's just the
All the
fact of
articles
her
was
life.
of her first appearance at the same carpet as him, no bird, and if they bumped into each other inside, it's like I don't want to know about the dress. Yeah, so that was
That was it.
yeah.
Okay.
Last but not least, we have Billie Eilish in custom Gucci. Her look was also made of upcycled materials. I love the whole, I don't want to call it a movement because I want it to be sustainable, but I love the upcycle movement. Yeah, because you sew, Devon, and you know you have cloth in the back.
Yeah.
And I love that they say, pull the cloth from the back. I love that they say,
Yeah,
pull the
yeah,
cloth from the
yeah.
back. Do you remember? Last apartment, remember the back of cloth I had like the bed?
Oh god, yeah.
So you know, I love that they
I
say.
used to have a barrel.
So I love that they said what we have in the barrel.
Yeah.
And made what is arguably a beautiful gown that fit the theme. My issue, keep it fixed and dump it. I didn't like that flower on her chest.
What else for you?
I love that she has combined the Billies. As in, she gave us green, but she gave us last year's tutters. Well, I mean, the every year's
You
tutters.
wear like that.
I like tutters. Not tutters. And last year when she came as Marilyn Monroe, because remember it was an American theme last year
Yeah.
as well. It was the first time we were seeing her body on the carpet and everything. And I love that she kind of found a way to give us body, but I guess return to the Billy we met who was more covered up, but still age appropriate, theme appropriate. You know,
You saw her on the carpet, right?
Yeah.
You saw her posing. So her posing wasn't age appropriate.
No.
Okay. That's just making sure.
no,
Okay.
I'm talking about the garment.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, she did combine the Billies, but the Billy who was leaning over
Right.
for everything.
She's like, in case you missed it, my tutters are here.
It's here. It's
You
present.
know they here?
It's present.
They here. Good.
So, granted that she's stuck with the team and everything like that, I saw the reference photo because she actually got her inspiration from a painting.
Okay.
The painting is lovely. The painting has the flower. The painting has the flower on the chest and everything like that. But I just don't think it works on Billy.
Okay.
I don't know. For me,
Right, just wrong girl?
Yes.
You like the dress?
Yes.
Wrong girl.
I like the dress. I think from her neck go up and the neck come down.
Devon, the dress not there.
Listen.
And neck go up.
Listen.
Sorry.
From the neck go up is one thing.
Ah, okay.
And from it go down, it's something else.
It's disconnected for you.
Yeah.
Understood.
Because it's like, yes, you're giving me the gildage. Gildage.
Gilded?
Gilded. You're giving me the gilded edge on the body. And then from the neck go up, you're giving me more Tisha Adams. Like, it doesn't
Understood.
go together for me.
I can see that.
So that's why, yes, I could understand people liking it, but as a whole, it does not work for Devon.
Same dress in black would have worked for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would have worked in black.
Because it would have all come
It
together.
would have come together.
Okay.
Yeah.
We fix it.
Give me a whole black dress and give me a red flower on the chest.
And it would have made sense.
It would have made good sense.
Okay. So it's fixable.
It is.
Okay.
It is fixable. And I don't know if you'll be able to get a reference photo of the painting. Shouldn't be too hard to get. But you would see the comparison of it and stuff like that. So I really do think it's right dress, wrong girl.
Can we pick a best and worst dress? You go first.
God, I don't know.
My best has to be Blake.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so hard because between Blake, Alicia, and Cardi, I just like,
All three?
yeah,
Okay.
they were right that night.
Here's what we do, because Kirby's not here and I already picked Blake.
Yeah.
We will give one of them as an honorary Kirby pick, and so as you treat. Right?
Okay.
Blake, Alicia, Cardi.
Nice.
My worst has to be coming up.
Oh yeah. I think it had other words. Because there was somebody that looked like a pinata. Like a legit. She just was really, really colorful.
What's her name?
I
know who.
It was really, really colorful.
Emily Ratajkowski.
It was really colorful.
Emily, people love it. God bless them. It looks, I know who it
And that's
is.
the thing, like I can't just allow people to tell me so and so is this and so that's why we had to like it. I don't want to be that person.
Am I mixing her up? Look, she here. That's what you're thinking about? Yeah. That was Emily Ratajkowski.
Okay. It's like a Bollywood explosion.
You can get she. You can get she. We didn't discuss it earlier.
Yeah,
But
but
you could get
then there's so much
it
gifts.
have a story behind it, and if it does have the energy
Of course.
in post, guys, I'll do a voiceover of the story.
We don't need it.
We don't need it. Okay, we don't need it. So Devon's was dressed as Emily Ratajkowski, also known as Emma Rata.
Yeah.
Man- No? Oh, you're in pain.
Yeah. I don't think I have a worse.
I
Yes.
can agree to that. Like, there's nobody's look who I hate.
Yeah, nobody gave me a Ricky Thompson. Nobody gave me a Ricky Thompson.
And that's fine.
And yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I can't even do that because I have this. So this will be my hand.
You made it yourself.
Yeah. I made it myself.
Yeah. As you say that, I forgot to mention my look is by Yvette Archer of Chisel Menswear. I'm like them bad celebrities. Oh my god.
Yes.
At least I didn't forget. I remember in the end. Chisel Menswear. Devon Jerome.
As always.
So guys, that's it for the red carpet run-up for this year's Met Gala. I don't know if I do any Billboard Awards, and here's why. Let's watch.
And then decide.
Yeah, because I don't know. Do the girls bring fashion to the Billboard Awards?
I don't know.
I don't know. So if they bring, you go
You'll
see
see
them.
us, yeah.
If they bring, this may be the last red carpet run-up for a while. Award season is wrapping up. No, because they announced the
still have-
Emmys the other day.
And then it will have like, nah, they don't really wouldn't care for the MTV.
If not,
awards
a
and
couple of
stuff
things.
like
One, you'll see us for whatever the next award show is, and two, for those of you who watch the channel, you know that Devon and I supposed to have another mukbang, or they were supposed to comment and vote and give you something to eat.
that. And since y'all didn't, did they?
I don't know. So we go check and we go let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be back. But until next time, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification. And until next time, guys, bye.
Bye.